Well, Ralf, a first defeat for you as Manchester United manager. Was the performance as disappointing as the result?
Yes. We didn't play well at all, neither individually nor collectively. In the first half, we had big problems to keep them away from our box and from our goal. Second half, we changed to a different formation with a back three, and we had more control in the second half of the game. Had then a spell of 15 minutes where we could have scored, hit the crossbar. But the goal that we conceded again showed we had enough players in the box, but we allowed Traoré back to goal to turn and gain speed, bring in the cross. The cross had already been defended by Phil Jones, but again, the goal that we conceded was one of too many this season, where Moutinho could just shoot completely unmarked with no problems, no pressure at all. And therefore we are very disappointed about the result, but also about parts of our performance.
So why did you have such problems with control in that first half? Why did you have to change it?
I mean, they are playing with almost 4-5 midfielders, central midfielders, and we had problems to control that part of the pitch. And whenever they tried to release via their wing-backs, we were also struggling. And that's why we decided to change our formation, and we had more control in the second half. They didn't have that many chances in the second half as they had in the first half. But we missed our chances to score, and in the end, again, we have to admit they deserve to win.
Do you think those problems with the formation, with it not quite working, are those things you've seen in other Manchester United performances under you as well?
Not in that way, not to that extent that we saw today, but we also have to say Wolves so far was the best team we played. Again, collectively and individually, and therefore we had more problems today than in other games.
What did you make of the way you pressed this evening, particularly first half?
I mean, we didn't press at all. We tried in after 10-15 minutes, but we were not able to get into those pressing situations because, as I said, they did that well. They had an overload in the center of midfield. And whenever we were trying to attack them in that areas, they played via their wingbacks.
So how do you get to a situation where your team can press more effectively?
I mean, this is the big issue. We've been only working now for 2.5, 3 weeks with that break that we had at Carrington due to the fact that we needed to close the training center. So we didn't have that much time to train on that and to put effort into that. As I said, so far we had the results, and in times we played well, but today we have to admit they were better than us.
Just tell us about the substitution, the first substitution you made during the second half with Bruno Fernandes replacing Mason Greenwood, because it was initially unpopular with the supporters. It did seem to make a difference for a while, though, to the team's performance.
Yeah, it was 0-0, so we had our better moments in that part of the game. So we decided to bring on Bruno. He had the big chance to put us 1-0 ahead. Mason was good, but I had to take somebody off, and I didn't want to take one of our sixes off. So the question was, shall I take off Eddie or Mason? And I decided to take off Mason.
Where'd you go from here, Ralf? Where'd you go to begin seeing some progress?
Yeah, I mean, the game showed that we still have a lot of work to do. We still have to take quite a few steps, both collectively and individually, especially against the ball, but also in the first half when we were in possession of the ball. We had, again, too many unforced errors, too many giveaways. And in those parts of the game, we just need to get better.
So individually, what performances didn't you like?
I don't want to speak about the individual performances of players. This is an issue of the whole team. We can only improve the team if we get better collectively, and it doesn't make sense now to speak about individual performances.
You're talking about needing to take more steps. Have you seen really any progress from the Crystal Palace game, your first game in charge, to now, or are you disappointed by the progress that there's been?
I mean, we have to see each individual game. So far, we had 10 out of 12 points. Today, we had the first defeat against a good team. I knew that they were difficult to play against. They don't score that many goals. Today, they scored the only goal. They do not concede that many goals. And today the question was who will score the first goal, and it could have been us, but in the end it was them.